Good morning, everyone. Hope everyone's having a good day on this fine Wednesday. Halfway through the week, almost to the weekend. Who we got in chat this morning? Martin, it's probably your weekend right now. How are you today? Da Vinci, JPP, Captain, how's it going? Vince, Mike, what we got? Da Vinci, doing Mercury 1 mods, are you? Captain, printing a remix of bottom of a 3MS that should be stronger. JPP still working on Mercury parts. Nice. So I tried to upload a short earlier. No idea what happened to it. It got lost in the shuffle, I guess. But after last night's live stream, if you didn't catch it, we built this. The designer kinematic digit joined us on stream as we went through this. Jose from LDO joined us in chat. That was a good time. I'm gonna go back and reprint all the current revision stuff because I've got a mix of some different revisions. And the I hate not having my phone as another camera. This arm right here, the depressor, doesn't reach the arm of this. Got to figure out, because where this is so short, it doesn't actually go all the way down to the build plate, so got to be able to lower these rails. But the back here, the key back is actually in the way and I can't lower it any, so we're gonna have to figure that out some way, somehow. So that project's going to end up on hold for a minute. This is the state of the workbench right now. We got crap all over the place. Yeah, so we're gonna get that cleaned up, I think. Let's go maybe this camera view. You guys can see a little bit of this, and we're gonna clean and organize stuff. First things first, though. Trash bag's full. Pull the trash bag out. Put a little light on a situation. So, yesterday, I went over to, we'll get to that. Got a cool little surprise if you've not been following along with all the different channels in the Discord. We'll get to that, though. So first, let's get all these baggies that are empty. I was saving these little baggies, But these labels on it, I'm like, man, at some point in the future, I'm going to just think that whatever is written on this bag is what's in them. And that's going to throw me for a loop. This bag doesn't have a label, so we'll keep that one. Make sure there's nothing in them. Before we throw them away. Good, good, good. That makes a huge difference right there. JPP, if you're really good at it and you've done one or two of them in the past, it's a weekend project. If it's your first one, I don't know, maybe take 12 weeks of FMLA to put it together and get it working. I don't know. No, if it's your first one, expect to spend 2 days putting it together and another weekend working on just tuning. All right, I got a bunch of B-car stuff over here that is no good. This I could probably use. This I definitely can't. This I can't. This I can't. This I don't like the way that turned out. Okay, I'm throwing all this B-car stuff away. I was printing B-car stuff for Nerf Blaster in Ambrosia Titanium Anno ASA. I printed one in Flash Forge Burnt Titanium, which is the same color. It's just a PLA. It's actually when I got my first printer in Ender 3, I got 2 rolls of filament when I was at Micro Center and bought it, and then that roll of Flash Forge Burnt Titanium's the first roll of filament I bought outside of the original purchase of the printer, and it's still got a little bit on there. It was pretty unusable for a while there because it has, like the Ambrosia stuff, needs to have the shit dried out of it. All right, let's close this up. Let's close this up. Oh, so I'm going to show you guys this. This came yesterday. Triangle Labs sent this over. Do you guys want to take a look at it? This is what's going to hopefully solve our flow issue on the Trident. Get us about 50% more flow than I have on the Rapido. Let me know in chat if you guys want to pause this cleaning to take a look at that. Da Vinci says yes. JPP says he saw the picture on Discord. Awesome. Nice hot end. Open it. All right. Let's take a look then. Also, we got this thing. new rapid burner front face to accommodate this bad boy. It's absolutely fucking hideous. Absolutely hideous. But it is what it is. Bring this camera over here. Try to keep this in frame. Is this in frame? It is in frame. All right, let's see. Oh, I'm going to show you. I just needed some engagement in chat there, JPP. So this is a Triangle Labs CHCXL hot end. In the box, we have some grubbins. We have some wire. And we have some more grubbins. See? You guys good with that? Good unboxing? No? You guys actually want to see the hot end? JPP doesn't like to be teased. At least not in this sense of the word anyway. So here's our hot end. This is so hard to, there we go. So, should I grab something to compare it to? Let's grab some other stuff to compare it to, shall we? So this here is the little V6 replacement things that are coming with stuff nowadays. It's got decent little melt zone. Takes the world's tiniest nozzles. But interesting nonetheless. All right, let's shove her back in there. Get in there. Get in there. And then this is a Fadis Dragon high flow. This is probably going to be our better comparison. So Dragon high flow. So So we've got a melt zone. We got a melt zone on this thing bigger than the entire freaking Dragon hot end. Armored 3D Printing, how's it go? How are you today, sir? So the bolt pattern on this is the same bolt pattern as your standard tube. There's your heater. And as I said, melt zone bigger than the entirety of a Dragon. And in this bag of grubbins, we have just like the ultra high flow adapter on your Rapido, we have a melt zone extender to screw into the bottom of this. And extend that melt zone even more. Let's get a measuring device. So that's going to give you a melt zone of, what is that? 52 millimeters, not including the nozzle. I think it comes tomorrow. It sent it past me over to Indiana. So it's in Indiana right now. So that's a lot of melt zone, boys. It's a lot of melt zone. We are cleaning up the garage after last night's live stream, putting together the Jabberwocky tool head. Stuff's just a bit of a mess. This camera doesn't know what the frick it's doing anymore. And we were just pausing to take a look at this new hot end that Triangle Labs sent over for the Trident. The world's fastest Trident project, because we needed more flow on that thing. Hector's motor's just way faster than that Rapido ultra high flow could handle. And Triangle Labs was like, we got you, bro. We got you. Fern Dog, Bearded Printer, how's it going, folks? Yeah, package sent from Cali, bypass Colorado. It's currently in New Jersey. Nice. Yeah, post office is good for that. The roll of filament that I won on your stream from Central 3D Printing is out for delivery today. So I have that to look forward to. No, I got the Central 3D Printing. I got the filament that I won on your stream. The one from New Makers is out for delivery today. That's what's out. I'm doing good. Just gotta get this place cleaned up a bit, man. Overstimulated as hell with all this stuff everywhere. Was gonna do cartographer install this morning, but can't do that with the place being a complete and total disaster. Follow. Hello? Hello? There you go. What are you staring at, you idiot? Oh, you can't turn any further. That's why. You can't turn any further. Ha ha. All right. Can you follow me? Can you follow me? You got this. You got this. Everybody, a round of applause for the camera. All right. I didn't get sparkle red. I got the green, Captain. I wanted to wait until I had money to be able to buy 2 rolls so I could get the green and the sparkle red. But honestly, I have a roll of red and that green looked nice. That green looked nice. So yeah, we ended up with the green. Let's there's some printed parts. Some trash. Get the tools cleared off. We get tools cleared off. That's going to go a long way. So, the fact that I left my garage in such a state last night really tells you something about how tired I was after that stream. I'll be honest, I was falling asleep for like the 3 hours before it was time to stream even. I don't know why, man, but I did not feel great yesterday. And it took everything I had to get to doing that stream. I was all right while I was doing it, but boy, as soon as it was done, I hit a brick wall. I need to do something with this situation over here. The top of this toolbox. She be out of hand. Yeah, it's out of hand. So, I had to have this laptop last night because I had to use this as a input device and use a little capture card thing on this. Update and shut down. All right. Let's put these grubbins in this box. Once everything's installed on the printer, I'll take and file all these pieces away in their appropriate spots. Gonna get a little bag and put all those in there out of that parts tray. Threw away the bags that actually went to it, but I'm not going to sort it out anyway. Hello, Kozad? Is it a Kozad? Am I saying that right? Welcome to the stream. It's good to see some new faces popping in. Sorry that you're not here on a riveting day, but we're gonna get there. We're gonna get this cleaned up here, and then we're gonna get on to wrapping my head around all the projects that we've got, and then we're gonna get some stuff printing. Yeah. All right, so I'm saying that right. Good, good. All right, we'll file these away in the Jabberwocky box. Put our Steve Builds parts tray back over here with these couple parts that need to be filed away at some point. Oh, look, my short finally posted. How about that? Gotta love YouTube sometimes, man. All right, I'll plug these in, charge those up, back up the rest of the way. Put that out of the way. Put the iPad right there on top of it. Get my keyboard and mouse over here. Get the old switch wire parts box out. Put our bed down in there. Put our Jabberwocky in there. Printed parts. Good, good. I will put this down here. All right. Now, that's this mostly cleared off. This, and that. What is in this Polymaker box? Oh, this is more switch wire stuff. Okay. Goodness gracious. I need one of you tall folks around here to help me get stuff down. This is Trident parts. I gotta print more stuff for that. Why does a 2.4 have to have so many parts? Yeah. 2.4 is not bad. It's when you get to the Micron that has just as many parts and they're half the size, that that you really start having problems. What do I got in here? Okay, I've mentioned this before, but I'll mention it again. These would be a real shame to have just sit and go to waste. So these are arch type Blackbird short ducts. These are the ducts that you would use for your standard Dragon high flow, Rapido high flow, not the ultra high flow, but it's the regular high flow. So if anybody's building a Blackbird and you want some ducts printed in PPS CF, so they're not going to melt next to your hot end, especially if, let's say, you're building a printer that has like a mosquito with no sock on it, like you're printing high temp stuff and you need cooling ducts, let me know. They would be a shame to have go to waste. What's in here? Oh, this is another Trident thing. So this came from XR Bunker. This is a controller for your RGB lights. So it's got a ESP32 board, I think, on it. And then all your ports. So this is how we're going to get all the lights back working. It's a NeoPixel hub designed by Blam from Chamois. So shout out to Chamois for sending that over. I appreciate you, man. We're going to get the lights going back in the Trident, offload the processing from the Pi over to that ESP32 board. Since clearly the even with the Pi 5, we are pushing the limits on how much it can process. Yeah, it runs WLED program, so I've got to learn that. And I installed that 5-volt 100-watt power supply, so it gives me 18 amps of power off of that 5-volt. I'm using 5 amps for the Pi. I'm using 2 amps for the USB hub. So that's 7. That gives me 11 amps of power I can use for RGB. Thereabouts, subtract off a couple amps for the controller on that. So I'm going to say 7 amps of power just to be safe, so I'm not pulling anything and causing shutdowns, errors. I am not sure. Let's go over to XR Bunker and take a look. So let's go over here. XR Bunker. So this is Chamois site. Full catalog, LED sticks and PCBs. So here it is. It goes for $39.99. It's a NeoPixel RGB hub. Part of the purchase price goes back to Blam. Includes the ESP32 board on there as well. So there's your info and amount for it. Xiaomi's got a lot of things, man. If you need something and it's on a PCB, there's a good chance that he has it. There's also a pretty decent chance that if you ordered something that has a PCB and it's kind of a custom thing for Voron printers, and you ordered it from one of the US suppliers, that it is something that Xiaomi made and is being carried by other folks. So check him out. I should have grabbed the website. Let me grab the website real quick. And I'll post it in chat. All right, so that's pinned in chat if you're interested in anything PCB related. If you want to add LEDs to your Trident, your Voron, your Switchfire, your Mercury, your 2.4, your Micron, if you want to make that thing light up, Xiaomi's your guy. One-stop shop for all that kind of stuff. When I figured that out, first person I reached out to was, I sent a message over to Xiaomi. I'm like, hey, so I got a problem and I think one of your products will solve it. Xiaomi's like, absolutely, let me send it over to you. He's got a really cool thing for the V0 I want to do at some point. It's like a UFO thing where it's got like LEDs that go on the bottom of your bed, shine down. I really want to check that out at some point. All right, now we got that. Let's get a new trash bag. Yeah, if any of you guys, I don't have an affiliate link, I don't have a discount code or anything, but if you want to leave a comment in your purchase, it says that Projects in Dad's Garage sent you over there, just to let these sponsors know that, hey, you sponsoring this guy isn't a complete waste of your time and money and resources. That'd be awesome. Normally there's like links, even if it's not an affiliate link or whatnot, that like lets them know where the traffic's coming from. I don't have any of that. So if you see something on the channel and you go over and you purchase that, or you find a new vendor through us, just leave a little comment in the purchase thing, letting them know that, hey, helps out. They might be interested in continuing the relationship and sending other cool stuff for us to check out in the future. No, iClown, what are you doing? Yeah, so I don't get any money for any of this. These guys are nice enough to send some stuff my way to help out the channel, and I really appreciate them, man. You know, I'm not a huge channel, so the exposure they're going to get for sending me something versus if they sent it to, you know, Steve or Nero, or they sent it over to you know, Modbot, or they sent it over to, you know, 3D Printing Nerd, all those big guys, man, they're going to get a lot more exposure and a lot more return on their investment. And I'm not oblivious to that. So I really appreciate when they're willing to help out. And do stuff. Hector's been great. Jason over at LDO, as you know, sent over the filament and the Jabberwocky for the switch wire build. You know, Hector's sent a bunch of stuff for the switch wire build, and has, you know, that build plate that got destroyed on a 2.4 for who knows why. He's like, "Yep, just set me one to replace it," and that's me as a customer, and that was my experience beforehand. I had another build plate that I had got from them, and it was a little damaged, messed up. I'm like, "Hey, you know, this showed up this way. Oh, no problem. Let's get you out another one to replace it." And all the vendors have been like that. Dan over at West 3D, Chris over at KB 3D. We've got some really great people behind some really great companies in our hobby, and we're tremendously lucky to have them. Obviously, there's going to be a horror story here and there with different stuff, and stuff's going to slip through the cracks sometime, but they are legit doing their absolute best and going above and beyond what any other business I've dealt with has done. So, and they make great stuff, man. They make great stuff. All right, so one more bag of garbage. At some point, I'm gonna have to take that out. Hi, I'm over here now. Now I'm over here. You're awfully slow about following me. I should probably change your setting. Maybe that would do it better. Let's get this little trash bag out of this trash can because it's overflowing. All right. Martin, are you still here, sir? Are you still hanging out in chat? Steven's at work. All right, Martin, now we're going to get on to the parts that are of interest to you more so than the Voron stuff, I'm sure. I don't know if do you have a Voron, Martin? There we go. These little trash bags are awfully tight going on that. Man. No, you'd like to build one. Blaster time? That's right, JPP. That's right. We're going to talk about some blasters. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to get a step ladder. We'll see if the camera followed me. It did. All right, we got a step ladder. Now let's go back here. The amount of places to put things. At some point, I'm going to have to build something. But for now, we're going to use this little thing. JPP, at some point I got to tell you the story of this table and why I have it. The story you might be interested in. But it's switch wire sized for now. So I got this big old tote yesterday. And I got it so I could store some stuff and then be sealed. All right. Let me come over here and grab this. You need to go check your ollies, yeah. So this is the dart that all of our blasters are shooting. So this is a half dart. This is one that I cut down from a standard full-size Nerf dart. Okay. Now that's your Nerf dart. And here's the Nerf dart she told you not to worry about. Does that anybody in chat other than Martin know what blaster shoots these? Nice, Havoc. You do, you just can't remember. So, is anybody at in chat at Murph this year? Happen to see Albie's table right across from the Lee Murray 3D and West 3D tables? On that table was a Nerf blaster. It's called the Mammoth Greg. And that shoots these. We're going to go over here and go to YouTube's and find this short. All right. So here's the Mammoth Greg. Strap with let's just say, here we go. We're gonna play this one. 1, 2, 3. This is the best. So that's the Mammoth Greg. Takes six rolls of filament to build that thing. Just because it's absolutely hilarious, I'm gonna pull this up. So Qualcomm did the old white call penetration test.
Fixing your creepy uncle's drinking problem in 3, 2, 1.
So that's pretty awesome. Anyway, these darts, as my understanding, Nerf only made them for 6 months and then discontinued the line. So they're a little bit hard to find. They sell for $1 a dart. And I picked up a whole bunch of boxes of 10 for $4 a piece. I don't know. I also found one thing of Nerf Mega Darts as well while I was there. So grab those two because they're going to be useful for some other stuff. So we've got the breacher comes out on the 31st. We're going to be building the breacher. It's a pump action shotgun, fires silly shells. I guess I can pull that up too. So this is the breacher. And then we are going to be building a traditional 3D printed Nerf blaster in the Crush by Chance. And then a Goblin. It's a little pistol that fires those silly shells too. You can put like up to like 10 Nerf darts in there. So we're gonna have some cool, fun Nerf builds coming up. What I really want to do is I would really like to get folks together. And maybe mid-September, and have a Nerf battle. Mid to late September, have a Nerf battle. So if anybody would be interested in making a drive for a day of doing Nerf, let me know. Even if you don't have a 3D printed blaster, that's perfectly fine. If you want to come, we've got a Walmart, we've got a Myers, we got Dollar Generals, we got all of it. You can show up with nothing but 20 bucks, walk over to Walmart, buy yourself a Nerf blaster, and have a great time for the weekend. You don't have to have 3D printed blasters. You can definitely pick up a really good blaster now for 20 bucks. So let me know if you'd be interested in that. Maybe I'll start something over in the Discord. Just a, hey, are you interested? We'll do that right now. I just got a message for anybody interested. Oh, JPP sent me a thing. Apparently, there's a Bamboo Labs hot end variant for the Blackbird as well. But I just got a thing that the GitHub's been updated for Arch type. Let's go in here. Events. Create event. Somewhere else. Nerf War. Take a look at the calendar. Let me look at my schedule. Pick a weekend tentatively. All right, so I created an event on the Discord. If you would be interested, let me know. September 20th and 21st, Saturday, Sunday. If weather's terrible, we can kind of choose a day, or maybe we just do both days. I don't know. It depends on what people want to do. LTX Designs, things are going pretty good. So we're going to close this up. I don't know how susceptible these things are to humidity and moisture, but I figure it can't hurt that I'm sealed up. We got them sealed up in this tote. It's got gasket in it and everything. Keep them nice and fresh. All right, now let's go over here. I'm going to rotate this because I know it can't see all the way over there if I don't. We have a whiteboard. It's conveniently located behind my thing, but it is what it is. Let's get the whiteboard cleaner. It's up here somewhere. It's all the way back there. At least I got a ladder handy. That's been on there since we did the night out. There we go. Now it's coming off. All right. Grab some new dry erase markers. First truck of material showed up. Awesome. Are they pouring the pad today? All right. Let's go around here and start writing on our whiteboard here. So we've got blue for Nerf stuff that we need to print. We've got the crush. We've got the mammoth. We've got breacher. We have the goblin. And then we need a bunch of silly shells. I might also do the 31K pistol, maybe. 31K, question mark. All right, then we have, let's go with black for printers. Do printers here. We need 2.4, needs the cartographer installed. We need Trident. Needs RGB. Trident needs CHCXL hot end. And then Micron needs the night owl setup. What else? What else do we need? Oh, switch wire. We're gonna do that as an entirely different section. All right, so down here, subsection, we're gonna do switch wire. Need reprint, Jabberwocky. We need to order cartographer. Maybe might have another solution coming in from Armored 3D printing. Have to see if there's a way I can get that attached. I'm gonna have to talk to him, and we'll see if we can figure something out for that. And then what else do I, other than assembling it, what do I need to do? Oh yeah, the depressor needs figured out. Then we need to figure out the move the Z-axis. And we need to print fizzy stuff. All right. So that's a lot of crap that we've got to print. We've got 4 blasters, maybe 5, a bunch of silly shells. We got a whole bunch of stuff to do on the switch wire. We've got a whole bunch of other printer stuff. 2.4 is pretty close. Like I said, we should just need to install cartographer and be done with it. Armored 3D printing, are you still in chat? Clearly not. All right. Oh, it's inside materials for framing and walls. Okay, nice. Deleted the Z drag chain on the Voron Trident. I don't know if anybody has. Why would you want to? Is my question. What are you trying to accomplish? Because that's going to tell me a lot on maybe how you'd want to do it. All right. Now, just looks chunky. I don't know. Once you have the back panel on, it kind of just disappears against the black back panel. I forget it's there all the time. I think any solution you came up with would probably end up looking worse and less untidy than that. Because you'd be looking at some sort of umbilical situation. Is your trident all the way together? Or are you looking at it like on your bench as you're building it? You like them thick? 3 C's even. Ooh. It's done. Maybe check out, there's 3D printed drag chains. You could 3D print it in a different color or something like that and have it kind of be a feature or an accent kind of thing if you wanted to go that route. Sometimes those drag chains have some durability issues in the long run. But that's an option. I said you could do an umbilical with like piece of flat wire to kind of keep it in place. It'd be less thick, but I think it would end up looking worse. Yeah, you could do an umbilical, wrap it in like colored wrap. Like I've got orange wrap around the umbilical cord out to the tool head on my Trident. And then inside of that do like the flat wire, metal flat wire, because that'll keep it from going forward and back, and just let it bend and curve. That's kind of the only option I can think of. I'm assuming you're talking about the drag chain. There's the wires that run up the side to your stepper motors, your umbilical out to your tool head, and whatnot. You wrap those and then they get zip tied to the side extrusions. Do you know what I'm talking about with like the flat metal spring steel wire? It won't let me post that link. It says it's too long. Armored 3D printing, I was just looking for you. So the thing that you're sending me, would you be interested in trying to figure out a way to make that work on the Jabberwocky? Because right now, I'm in a position where this guy needs to order a cartographer. It's designed for a cartographer or clicky. There's a mount for clicky. There's a mount for cartographer. Yeah, I'm putting it on a switch wire. Because it's an eddy current probe, right? Glad you asked. So I'm using the Prusa bed. But let me show you how I handle my Prusa beds. Because the embedded magnets are absolute shite. What embedded magnets? Then I put a sheet magnet like we'd put on all the other printer beds on the top and use that, because these stupid little bar magnets are not strong enough to keep that bed in place and keep it from shifting on this super smooth bed up here. I thought I was losing steps on my switch wire for a year. Went chasing through every fucking rabbit hole trying to figure out why I was losing steps, until I realized that my bed was shifting a fraction of a millimeter, causing my shifts. The actual build plate would shift on top of the bed. I probably invested 200 hours of my time and probably about $200 trying to figure out and fix that. No, I was using clips, Captain. I had little binder clips and stuff like that. But then those things hit on your doors and crap like that. My solution is I get a 300 size build plate sheet magnet. I put it on there and then I cut it out and trim it out for it. That's what I've got over here on this switch wire. I've had it on there forever. I don't know if camera's not going to reach over there, but you can see there's no writing on the top of that. That's because there's a sheet magnet on there. Yeah, so maybe if you have some drawings for the dimensions of it and exclusion areas and stuff like that you can get to me, I might be able to see if I can get a guy that might be willing to make it work. No exclusion zone, awesome. What are we looking at, JPP? Okay, yeah. It'll be easier too once I have it in hand and whatnot, and I can take a look at it. It might even be something I can make up and figure out and not have to bug somebody. Might be something I can just cut out in Slicer or in Tinkercad or with my limited CAD abilities. And by limited, I mean limited. All right, I'll take a look at it after stream. Let us see here. Bring up. No, it's not the stock carriage. It's a Jabberwocky one for the switch wire. It's very similar to the switch wire. Oh Lord, that would be a terrible idea to do. Do I have a link to it? Yeah. Hold on. Let me get to it. Let me get to it. Okay, this is to the mount. Bring it to the mount that it uses. And in there is the cartographer mount for it. And here's a link to the probes. So for those of you in chat who might be curious what we're talking about, this is the probe we were talking about. I'm going to go ahead and pin that in chat. This is Armored 3D Printing Store. It is a... It's an eddy current probe, right? So it works like beacon or cartographer, if I'm not mistaken. Does it have like the nozzle probing thing like the beacon and cartographer does, where it can adjust its offset based on like a nozzle probe to the bed? Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing. You can kind of make it solid, then cut it out. They call it collision. Awesome. Yeah, so I think we can make that work on the switch wire. Going to make an attempt to, and we can definitely check that out. Like I said, I'm pretty sure that it'll be here tomorrow. It kind of bypassed me. And when just checking shipping on some stuff here. So I got filament out for delivery. Yeah, it went from Massachusetts to Indiana. Just bypassed all of the distribution centers in Columbus. Yeah, so the reason why I ask is because my switch wires very frequently will be printing ABS and then PLA, ABS and PLA. So they very frequently switch back and forth. and being able to adjust that probe. All right, I've been working on printing this B car, and I keep having the insides not work out, so we're going to print that in carbon fiber nylon. I think would be our smartest bet. So we're going to go back over here, delete this part out, and then we're going to go for the 16mm version and PACF. Slice that. What temperature is that print at? 290. An hour and 5 minutes. All right. Let's go ahead and get this unloaded. Find our spool of carbon fiber nylon. We're going to try to print it. If it doesn't work, we might have to dry the filament, but we're going to give it a go. All right, we're going to have to change firmware on this because this printer's only set to go to 270. So we're going to have to set it to go to... Hello? What the fuck are you doing? And you... All right. Let me bring this up, because this is having some problems. AI tracking. There we go. All right. So let's just go in here and modify Clipper real quick to let this thing go to a higher temperature. Let's find the extruder section, extruder. Max temp. 300. Save and restart. Take this up to 280. We're going to purge some material out of this real quick. Raj, how's it going? How are you today? You know, I haven't had any coffee this morning. I'm super thirsty. I think we're going to start the day out right with a monster. Then when I go in after the stream, we're going to make some smoothies. Orange juice, pineapple juice, frozen pineapple, frozen peaches, frozen strawberries. Maybe some frozen mango too. All right. We're going to extrude 55 millimeters a second here in a minute, as soon as this gets up to temp. Pushing this Revo as hard as it'll go. All right, let's extrude 50. How'd you like it, Raj? I gotta get really much better at making sure the camera's looking at what the hell I'm talking about. I think I need to start moving the camera back further a little bit so the field of view is a little bigger, so that doesn't happen to me as much. All right. We got that purged out of there. We're going to give her some goo to help make sure she sticks. Now she's all gooey. Smeared some of Frank's goo all over it. Print, upload and print. What is going on with you? Upload and print. There we go. See, camera, not paying attention. What filament did I use for what? For what I'm printing right now? Carbon fiber nylon, PA6CF. All right. Now we're gonna build this. So, if you don't know what this is a, for the Jabberwocky parts. Oh, OBS is being stupid. I just got a notification that OBS dropped out. Havoc, you're bored? Sorry to hear that, brother. All right, so this is a B car. What this does goes on the end of your Nerf blaster, and it uses bearings to create a little bit of rifling at the end of the barrel to spin your dart to increase your accuracy. It's going to drop off a little bit of your velocity in exchange for twist on your dart to stabilize it in flight. Now there's a whole bunch of different versions available. Let me go reference the other one I made to know which side. It uses flanged bearings. I need to know which side the flange goes on. Flange goes towards the screw head. Different rates of twist and different amounts of compression on the dart for kind of dialing it in. This one I have printed in Ambrosia's titanium anno ASA. Struggling to get the Jabberwocky kit in the UK. I know there's some LDO distributors. I think kits just came in stock for some of the US people. It's been one of those ones that's been selling out very quickly. So here you can kind of see how those bearings are, and then you can kind of see inside that they poke down in and they're gonna get that dart spinning, because as you see they kind of twist on there. So for you guys in chat, any of you guys think you might be interested in coming for the Nerf battle stuff? Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. What weekend is Earth? 3D Printopia. The 27th and 28th, okay. Wanted to make sure it wasn't the same weekend. I would schedule it out later in, like, beginning of October to mid-October. I wouldn't go any later than that. Weather kind of starts to turn. But I go see this spinal surgeon at the end of September. And depending on what he says, by the time we get to mid-October, we may be recovering from surgery. So this might be my last chance to do anything for a long time. If ever again. Yeah, being laid up definitely sucks. I don't know what the future looks like after that kind of a surgery. I'm hoping that I'm able to at least continue doing my 3D printing hobby. But I'll be honest, I'm fucking terrified. All right, so there's our B car. Make sure all these spin. They do. All right. Now, let's change topic from this surgery thing, because that's got me fucked up. Next order of business is we need to start printing parts for this. This is the Crush by chance. It's a modified version of the Rush. It actually uses MGN 9 linear rails in there, I do believe. pump action blaster. I think we are going to go with purple. And the purple that I was thinking of using is the Violet Void ASA from West 3D. Huh. That's interesting. All right. Let's turn this poly dryer on. I've been printing Gerari stuff. So we got to unload this black 5 kilogram spool of Polymaker black ABS. And load up this Violet Void that I've had in the dryer for a day now. So this is the Violet Void. I have no idea. The only thing I've got the poly dryer on is the box turtle. Is it going to dry your filament? No. But the idea is more to dry your filament, put it in there, and then it keeps it dry. If that makes sense. What were you going to do, Shrimp Father, that you changed your mind from? Mike, have a good rest of your day. Yeah, I've not tried the poly dryer with their, what's it called? All right, new window. New project. We're going to go over here to the Trident. Then we're going to go back over here to our Nerf Blaster stuff. We're going to go to the Crush by Chance. Front. Let's take a look at what all these are. Let's arrange it. Okay, so we've got some different options on how this is. C-lock, don't want that. So let's delete that one. 2 windows. Slots. 2 windows metric. slots metric. Shroud seal. Let me go back over here. Oh, okay. Yeah, me and Albie both managed to pick up quite a few darts yesterday, and I guess Moose did the other day. All right. I think I need the metric stuff. Let me check. Bears Wares. So DIY. Okay. So we want the metric files. Easy peasy. You're looking at the whole kit. You've won 2 poly dryer boxes? Okay. I think we're going to go with the slot version. So front assembly, crush model file. Rear assembly. Priming block. I need the picture of this thing again so I can figure out what parts need to be what. So I don't think I need that. I need that. No. Don't need that one. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Not going to do that piece. We're doing. Oh. Cheek rest. All right, let's arrange this. We're definitely going to need some supports on this. All right. Let's see if. Let's see if there's some instructions for this. This is what I'm looking at. We're doing this part in purple, this and this butt plate I think I'm gonna do in TPU. But I'm gonna go over here to the build guide and see if it gives me any parameters for printing. Definitely gives me some orientation stuff. Okay. So it says we're going to print this on this face. Then on this, we're printing it on this. this one is getting printed on this face. And this is getting printed on that face. All right. Now support, tree. Can you give me any printing parameters? Doesn't give me any parameters for this. Look at the original rush. Okay. So we're back over. This is the original rush. The crush was modified off of this to basically use heat sets. Primary color, 4 walls, 20% infill. All right. Yeah, 36 walls. Some of this I am going to modify. Because it's going to have some issues. Object. So we're going to go over here to global. We're going to go enable supports tree organic. All right. Now, let's go to objects and per object. I want to increase the infill density on this to 90 and increase the wall loops to 6. It's the part that the stock attaches to. Pro tip, never put anything at 100% infill, because expansion and whatnot is going to cause you a lot of headaches. Globally, we're not going to do 20% infill, but we'll take it down from 40. We'll go down to 30. Nice. All right. I want. No. No. I just want this bottom. There we go. Just paint on some extra supports in some areas that I think might cause us problems. All right, what do we got now? All right, we got some supports hitting each other. Let's space this out a little bit. Now let's see if it gives us warnings still. All right, no warnings now. And upload and print. All right, JPP, have a good one, man. Now, what is going to look good with this purple? Purple is a mix of red and blue. So opposite would be yellow. I don't have any yellow. Maybe we should order a roll. Anybody got any recommendations on a really nice yellow ABS or ASA? We need to find yellow. Let's put this stuff back over here. We're gonna block out Vegeta and Goku. That'll be okay. We don't have to. We can put these back here and not block out Vegeta and Goku. Look at that. Fancy like. Put our Expo cleaner back here too. The Vegeta and Goku pop figurines are the only pop figurines I have. My mother gave them to me as a Christmas gift. There's a fair amount of stuff out here that's pretty sentimental. I can show you some of the stuff out here that's pretty sentimental. Carbon fiber nylon's looking pretty good. All right, so up here is the flag from my dad's funeral. Next to that on the shelf is a bunch of trophies that my grandfather won. He used to show Harleys. Got some Hot Wheels cars from different things that were influences in my life. Speed Racer, the Mad Max car, McLaren F1, DeLorean. I want a Back to the Future one, but I haven't found a Back to the Future one. There's a Matchbox car of the car that my parents had when I was born, an AMC Eagle. And then there's the Golf livery on, what car was that? Can't remember. Shelby Cobra Coupe. That's what it was. And then over there, hanging up, are some more Hot Wheels. They're ones that my son picked out, the cars that meant something to him that he has displayed in my garage. I've got a connecting rod from John Force's Top Fuel Funny Car. Yeah, keep some sentimental stuff out here. Do you guys keep sentimental stuff out in your shop? Or am I just crazy? Take it I'm crazy. You guys don't do that? All right, what did I put in here? Oh yes, this is switch wire stuff. I need to be printing Jabberwocky stuff, but I wanted to take a break and print something else. Y'all just get tired of printing printer parts or whatnot. Feel like I'm stressed, like I'm always printing stuff that I've got to get printed. I got to get it printed, gotta get it printed. And today, I just, fuck it. I'm taking a break. I'm printing something for me, something that I want to do. I'm not going to stress out about all the other crap. I'm not going to stress out about any of the builds. Get this place cleaned up and organized. Get my daughter's swing hung back up because it fell out of the ceiling. I had a hook screwed up into the rafters, and it came unscrewed with her on the swing yesterday. And I kept looking at it because I knew that it was starting to back out, but I stopped paying attention for like 15 minutes and the thing completely came out. So I've got some new hardware. I've got a 2-inch hitch ring. I'm going to cut a hole in the ceiling and bolt this to the side of the rafter. Have this hitch ring come down. And then have, and the hitch ring's rated for 400 pounds. And then I've got these locking links that are rated for 1,540 pounds. And then her swing will attach to that. The rope I'm using is only rated for 200 pounds, I think. So I need to get something heavier duty. Maybe I'll go get some chain. Because when you're swinging on something, that amplifies the amount of force that the thing's exposed to quite a bit. I don't have any bolt cutters. Seems like a good excuse to buy a pair of bolt cutters too. Well, guys, it's just after 12:30 here. So I think I'm going to get off here, go make something for lunch, make a smoothie. Maybe get some of these other printers up and printing some more reshell things. If you didn't see, because we didn't end up building them on stream, I needed to unwind one night, so we printed this Nerf blaster. There we go. And I built it, and then I just built it off stream. I just needed to decompress. And then yesterday, my daughter wanted to build hers, but she didn't want to stream it. And I want her to enjoy this. So whatever she wants, she gets as far as this is concerned. If she doesn't want to stream it, fine, we won't stream it. If she does, fine. If she doesn't want to build it, we don't build it. Whatever the case is, I want her to have fun doing it. I don't want it to ever feel like something she has to do. Because I want her to keep doing it with me. But these are pretty cool. Revolvers. They hold 10 half darts, 2 per chamber. It just fires one at a time. It's got the ends of these shrink down. So, and they're open and wider in the back so air can go around the dart, push out the one in front, and then chamber the next one. Same way with the big revolving rifle that holds 20. And then the little pistols have little 3-round magazines that go in them. But there's another one of these that takes Talon mags that uses that same little Nerf blaster. You take it apart and use the internals. The big Nerf blasters, we're going to be streaming those builds. We are getting pretty close. We're like 600 hours away from that first level of monetization. So thank you everybody for tuning in and watching the videos. I really appreciate it. Not that we're going to make a whole lot of money once we get monetized, but every couple dollars helps put back into the channel. I'd like to get one more good camera to replace this crappy one. And by good camera, I mean little 4K webcams. I'm not buying, you know, Sony cameras and stuff like that. Wish I could, but we're a long way from being able to afford $1,000 cameras. I don't know that I'd want to anyway. Yeah. There's a link in the description for the Discord channel. If you would like to join the Discord, get notifications, just hang out and chat about fun things and projects you're working on. Ask questions if you need help, that kind of stuff. Smaller group than some of these other Discords. So, while there may not be always a whole lot of activity going on, if you post something and you ask a question, somebody's going to answer it. Then there's links as well. If you'd like to support the channel, there's a link down there for Patreon. There's a link for leaving tips. There's you can even become a member on the Discord. If you join the Patreon or the Discord memberships, there is some special channels in there. Yeah. Once we get fully monetized, we've got a marathon stream of a printer build. I don't know what we're going to build. We'll figure it out once we get there, if we get there. All right, y'all. Have a good rest of your day. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to actually install the cartographer. We're going to do something productive other than just a mental health day. Today was a mental health day stream. Have a good one, y'all. Later.